Welcome back, guys. This is Edsel Paglinawan again from the Philippines and of PinoyDiver.com. You might have noticed the beautiful photo of the giant Pacific manta behind me. Yes, that is the centerpiece of my living room. I took that photo sometime in January 2019 during my second visit in Mexico, diving in Socorro Island, or actually, that's a group of islands which are around 250 kilometers away from the coastline of Baja California. To reach the closest island, we had to travel for around 24 hours by boat. It's beautiful, right? It's amazing. It's amazing, amazing animal whose size is much more than the human being size. In fact, you'll feel how small you are in the vastness of the ocean when you meet them face to face, and that is just one of the pelagics. Diving has always been part of my weekends. Yes, indeed, almost every Friday after work, I head down to Anilao, Batangas. That's around 3-hour drive away from Manila, which is also one of the most beautiful diving spots in the Philippines. That gives me joy, it brings me peace, and also makes me ready for the following work week. And not only that, equally important is it cultivates the creativity in me as I continuously do and hone my skills in underwater photography and underwater videography. And in fact, it was very difficult initially for me not to be underwater since the time of the global crisis. And now you may ask me, why do I dive? Or generally, why do divers dive? Why do you spend money in diving? That is something that I would like to talk to you today. Not just about me, this is also about sharing with you the education that I have learned through the years, the beauty of the underwater, the love for the underwater, and the beauty of the Philippine underwater and anywhere else. That's gonna be in this video and in my upcoming videos. So buckle up, guys, the amazing show starts now. Diving awakens the explorer in all of us. If you haven't tried diving, do you want to see what it's like? Or do you want to know how we feel down under? But oops, once you start diving, you may never be happy on the surface again. And that's becoming very, very addictive. When you start diving, I guarantee about it being an exciting adventure with a feeling of freedom in a totally different dimension. Now let's go back to the motivations why I dive. First, it's about my personality that I want to let go of my fears. I was both a thalassophobic and galeophobic at the same time. Thalassophobia is the intense and persistent fear of the sea, and that includes the fear of being in the bodies of water, the fear in the vast emptiness of the sea, the fear of the sea creatures, and the fear of being distant and far away from land. Galeophobia is the fear of the sharks. Despite being thalassophobic and galeophobic, I need to let go of my fears. This is me, it's my personality. If I want something, I'll do everything to achieve it. Before I started diving, I would always think about the sharks every time the water would cover my knees. And this music is always reverberating to my ears. Yes, that is the soundtrack of the Jaws movies in the 1970s and 1980s. We are entering another world, so it's but natural that we feel afraid of the unknown. But eventually, that fear of imaginary horrors would be calmed down, and we'll all realize that diving is indeed, the best source of relaxation. So when I started diving and became addicted to it, I embraced the love for the ocean, the love for the seas, the love for the sea creatures, and even the love for the sharks. Sharks are one of the most misunderstood creatures of the deep. For many years, people have feared and killed them. And aside from their fins and misconceptions about the health benefits, it is mainly because of the bad reputation they received from so many fictional and non-documentary films. This doesn't bring justice. They are not vicious and are actually quite gentle. Of around 400 species of sharks, only a handful have been known to attack men, and then only because of mistaken identity. Shark experts even asserted that these creatures are not attracted to human blood at all. Away with the fear. In fact, a lot of divers traverse continents just to witness their beauty, power, and grace. Let's start getting to know the ocean, and shark love should begin today. You like it? Beautiful, right? And that brings me to my second point. From conquering my fears and yet still having fun, second is love for the ocean, care for the environment, and protection of the sharks. So diving is not just fun, it's education, and love for our environment. Another set of videos here.
Everyone here is a marine biologist, or if you have further experience with manta rays, sharks and stuff, anything you guys would like to share, just raise your hand and feel free to share your knowledge. If it gets too boring, the bar is open. Makes everything more interesting, of course. Tiago is going to be there in a minute, okay, guys? So, before we start this, I have a very important question for you guys.
It's turtle time.
Which hour is? Oh.
Arr. Nice. So you'll see there's always this natural tendency for the divers to transcend beyond fun and go to the level of protecting the ocean. Now, on the third, it's all about the people. It's about the community that we are building. It's about the connections that we have made along the way. So we started as strangers and we ended up as friends. Even after the diving, people around the world that I met, we still connect through Facebook and through any other social media channels. And look at my friends greeting you all in Filipino. Mabuhay! 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 And the Norwegian team, and the Russian, and Austrian, and Philippines. Mabuhay! Mabuhay! Fourth, in my limited capacity, I'd like to showcase also the beautiful diving destinations here in the Philippines. I have here a few videos from my previous dive trips across the Philippines. And lastly, dive travels also gives us opportunity to explore the topside beauty of some of the diving destinations.